Alright, what's up everybody? Today I am going to do an actual review of God of War Ragnarok. It's my first review, so hopefully you all like it and it'll steer you in the right direction. This game is just incredible. Um, I spent 45 hours in this game and I 100%ed it. I did all the side quests, all the collectibles, and I basically just want more. Um, like it's just amazing. I was hooked the whole entire time. Now, if you're new, like if this is your first God of War game, they do have a recap before you start on the main menu, but I think it would benefit you guys, new players, better if you actually went back and played the first one. Yeah, sure, there you can um, get the general story synopsis, but it's a lot more than that. And with that, I I'll get into the oops, wrong button. Um, the the story aspect. So the story is it follows the events of the last game, where you find out Atreus's uh, what Atreus' mom wanted to call him was Loki, and they are trying to figure out the how to prevent Ragnarok and how to, uh, stop their prophecies and stuff. And I don't want to get into too much before I start spoiling, because I had parts of the story spoiled for me by just searching God of War on YouTube, and the title of some of these videos were just spoiler central, and I don't want to do that to everybody. I want to keep it as minimal as possible, and because I feel like if you experience it yourself, um, it's better. Um, as I said, the story, um, ultimately the theme is fatherhood, because uh, in the last game, Atreus was starting uh, to grow into a young teenager, and now he's a young adult. I thought there was something here. And this game is about Kratos trying to come to grips with that. Atreus wants to be himself, wants to do his own thing, and all Kratos wants to do is to protect him. And it, it really, it's just I I don't have any kids, but you know, coming from a parent's perspective, I bet it's familiar, and it hits hits pretty hard. So um, yeah, you also get backstory on Kratos' wife Faye, which is great because we didn't really learn much about her. The first game was about spreading her ashes at the tallest mountain in Jotunheim. And this game, you get backstories. You get um, what she was like before she met Kratos, and you get um, actually in a flashback. I won't spoil too much. Just flashbacks. You get to see her and Kratos. You know, with a newborn Atreus. It's a flashback, so hopefully it's not too spoilery. But it's great to see them interact finally, because I don't think we got that in the last game. And yeah, the side quests are great. Um, there are let's see here. There are certain side quests that open up new areas, and when I opened up that new area, it was just more side quests. It was a little overwhelming, but it was also cool because the side quests were great. They were worth it. They're long. Some of them are long. But yeah, I enjoyed almost everything about this game. Um, let's go on a boat trip. Um, then all the new characters. They are great new characters. I won't spoil anything, but two characters that you already know that are there are Thor and Odin, and they surprisingly don't have that much screen time, considering they're two of the main quote-unquote villains. But they are great. I don't have the actors' names or the voice actors' names on me, in front of me, but they are great. And Thor is easily one of my favorite characters. And I kind of wish, there was a little bit more. But in terms, let's see here, the low points for me, not much. There's, let me look at my notes here. The first 10 to 15 hours, 10, 12, 15 hours is kind of a slog because it's just repeating, or it feels like it's nothing new. Uh, it feels just like an extension of the God of War 2018 game, which is fine, but um, it's still kind of like the story was still going on, but it was kind of slow. Um, but once you hit that certain mark, um, it you feel it. It was worth it that whole time. Um, Another thing, a little bit more enemy variety would have been nice. It seemed kind of little, wasn't much. Uh, Seemed like the same amount of enemies popping up. And the last thing is some of the story beats towards the end kind of get streamlined. Um, uh, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I don't want to do that to you guys. But part of the story is some people branch off to do their own thing, and one of them is a pretty complicated issue. And when you get back to them, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's done. I was able to fix it." That would seem kind of like, really? That's kind of how you wanted to solve that? But other than that, uh, those were the only downsides to this game, in my opinion. Now, probably the most important aspect of a video game is gameplay. Gameplay is solid. It's fun. The combat is deep. You have a new weapon for both Kratos and Atreus. Hopefully, not going to spoil too much about that. But yeah, you have new rune attacks. You have uh, new there's new abilities, and it's just great. It feels so satisfying, especially during boss battles when you beat a boss, you get the special kill animations, and it's worth it. Um, and my favorite thing is parrying. I love to parry in this game, and at first I struggled with it, but now I feel like I'm in a good enough place where I can do it without thinking. Basically, I can just do it, and it feels great. It just feels good. Um, and of course, new armor sets. This one is great. I found it in one of the new side areas that I spent like a good probably about 10, 12 hours just upgrading everything, and it was well worth it. But yeah, see, like a parry right there, like it's so satisfying. And the new worlds, well, new and old. There's a few new ones that we didn't get to visit last time, and they're pretty great. Even the old ones, they feel new and refreshed. So it's not like you're retreading anything. Let's see here. How? And probably the thing that engrossed me the most in this game is the performances, especially Christopher Judge as Kratos. He is incredible. He really just embodies Kratos pretty much. And I don't have Atreus's or Sindri's voice actors' names, but they are really good. Throughout the whole game, Sindri goes through an arc, a character arc. Where is this guy? And you can just tell that it's very, very good, and kind of pretty heartbreaking, but it's good, and it low-key made me tear up. Like, this game actually made me tear up a bit. So that's 2 this year. I had Plague Tale and now God of War. Made me tear up. But yeah, it's I love this game. The humor is on point. Brock and Sindri, excuse me, are great as comedic relief. Brock is vulgar as ever, and Sindri is kind of a neat freak, and it's kind of funny. Another really, really high point is probably the music by Bear McCreary. It's incredible. And as soon as I get a chance to, I'm going to buy the album, or the soundtrack, because it's that good. And I just, it just feels, it embodies the whole game. It's perfect. Let's see. Oh, suck on that parry. Yeah, I don't really have anything else more to say. I just wanted to, since I beat it, I've been wanting to talk about it because not a lot of people that I know have played it or really care about it. And this is one of my favorite games of all time. I'm excuse me. I'm not afraid to admit it that this is on equal ground as God of War 2018, and that was one of my favorite games of all time. So, yeah, all in all, this is what turned out what I thought was a kind of a risky sequel, where they didn't really change much in the beginning, but they, it after a while it comes into its own, and it's well worth it. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, another thing is, like you can probably see, I have Freya as a companion right now. There's a lot of different companions you can get, and they offer different, different, not necessarily play styles, but they different, combat. Like Atreus and Freya are archers, so they can have more range, and the other ones are kind of close quarters and do their own thing. But yeah, it's cool to have something different, and yeah, I know I keep repeating myself, but I really enjoyed this. And if I had to give it a score, I'd probably put it at a 9 9.5 out of 10. If I want to get really technical and in depth, maybe a 9.8. It's just those enemy variety in the first 10 hours or so, but that's about it. I just absolutely love this game, and I hope you, if you're on the fence and you come to this channel to hear my opinion, I hope I swayed you in the right direction. And uh, so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one.